Welcome everyone. Basking in the Glow, Tuesday. Beautiful meditation flow. Here we go. Deep diving down into the depths. Pure I am awareness. Just rolling on the inner tide of love, just feeling that beautiful wave of consciousness that moves through the body with golden light. Breathing in the life force, aligning, being in a bona fide, blissful state of being. That's what we want. Literally just drink it in, softening, lightening your story, releasing the past. Softening. Allowing. Aligning. Letting the inside out reality take shape. It's already there. Just need to relax the external focus. Shama and Dhamma. Control of the mind, control of the senses, aligning with the pure I am heart, liquid crystal transmitter. Beautiful peace. The news of the universe, tuning into this deep station wave radio. Welcome. Just rolling into the deep wave. The breath is the aligning factor. Just riding the wave of the breath. Noticing that you're noticing. Living light, living sound, and the living waters of the body. Chaitanya, enlivening, amplifying the cellular electricity, turning up the dial on the life force. It's clearing dark particles, stuff you don't need. Into this infinity of flow. The heart is this amazing throughway, both ways, right? Goes deep into the source, brings that back out. So in this sort of wave flux flow of the heart, as it braids the feelings, right? As we shape the feeling with the breath, it aligns it into coherency. And that coherency starts to create other coherencies in the body. Pretty soon you're a flood of coherency. That's what we want. Beautiful unfolding of the implicate order. The deeper self just arising out, rising up. Just allowing, just noticing this presence that's waiting for you. Breathing. It's like we're so used to being the driver. It's like, let the automagical pilot do its automagical thing. Automagically. By itself. Our job is to allow. Let's connect to the good feeling. Using the breath to soften. Just notice, it's like the fractal embedded everythingness that is. Everything's curling up into little bundles of meaning and light and order. There's various philosophers, they call it the holonomic order, nested holograms. You are a kind of nested hologram. Your heart takes this sort of delicious, cozy alignment with the law of comfortable space. So if there's any uncomfortable pressure, we want to become aware of it. We don't have to fight it. Not recommended to fight with evil, fight with unconsciousness. We just want to let it crust off, just float off. Let it pass right through town. It's like an evil wind. You don't get in the way of it. Just let it. The psychic weather reporter, we have some serious planetary stuff going on. Deep, deep, deep. Pluto and Mercury. What does that mean? Well, let's say that the deep shadow worlds have a portal through the Mercury, through the communication planet. Deep shadow material is being expressed. I have clients who are just freaking out right now for whatever reason. They don't even know why. We're just helping just bring the peace back. Don't let the planets rip you up. All right, we've got Mars and Uranus just slipping on avocado peels. But I would wager it's better, well, actually it's worse to slip on an avocado peel than a banana peel, right? It's all those fats, super slippery. So you want to walk carefully. Right? It's like there are those Buddhist monks that wear wooden shoes just to slow them down, right? Just so that each step is a little bit painful almost, just to remind you, hey, let's slow it down here. What's the rush to go where? It's all going on the inside anyway. Within you, without you. Without you, it's within you. Even better. These great tidal vortexes are happening without us, on the outside of us. You can take some help from the Kali Yantra. Kali Yantra. This is like the spider woman, the dark feminine. Right? We just bring this shape, this mandala, aligns the shadow forces. Just a little prayer to Kali. So Plutonian people. Just bring a little purple love star. So we're gonna breathe. You know, there are those who advocate that you use the energy of fear, you use the energy of anger, passion, whatever's going on out there in the streets, the elections, all these people with all their dynamic forces swirling and whirling through and around them. It's like you can use that energy like a magic carpet ride. You don't have to, it's not a headwind. You don't have to blast into it, right? We just like surf the wave, use the energy. Ram Dass once said, just grab, say, like a fire engine going by. That's free energy. Just suck it up your spine, right? Just use the forces that are at large. That's free energy to expand with. To be upset about anything is fine, but it's kind of a waste of time, ultimately, when you don't have to do that. So we breathe, go to neutral positive, Not dwelling on the past stuff, just allowing that new arising feeling to create new reality, fresh going forward, releasing the past. That's kind of what the Pluto-Mercury thing is, right? It's sort of making sure that your unresolved stuff is resolved. But Pluto's the Dark Lord on some level, and you could say the deep forces are having their say right now. Right? Mercury is ruled by Metatron. It's like an angel of communication. So we listen. Just let it wash through you. As we live our story, the worlds we inhabit, the landscapes we love, the places we live, pass through us, informing us, right, with a greater personal mythology. It gives us soul, right? We're making soul, relating to the cosmos, relating to our pain, relating to our wisdom. Generating soul. You can write a song with it. It's feeling that soulfulness. It can be painful. Pain is interesting, isn't it? If you meditate on pain, it changes. It turns into a kind of strange sensation. So as you meditate on it, it kind of releases. Just releases. Add space to it. Pressure eases. So you're not diseasy. Dizzy with diseasy. Much better to just flow, make it easy. Hip-hop healing. Meditation rhymes with all these words like levitation, inspiration, consolidation, permutation, transformation, lots of ations. So we make the inner reservation to set up shop without hesitation in this pure eye dimension, transaction of bliss satisfaction. The body is a blissful thing if we're not driving it crazy with the mind. Why am I so sure about this? Well, take a look at your body, right? It's so amazing. It can do anything. It can feel anything. So we're observing the brain. Meditation is a kind of observation station. We objectify ourselves a little more, get a grip on ourselves, rather than being in the swirl of looking out from your head and can't even see your head. All right, just so we objectify a little more, consolidate, integrate. That absorption creates a powerful state. A real deep state. A pure I am deep state. There's There's no conspiracy there. It's the deepest of the deepest states. Pure I amness. As I say in India, it's made out of bliss, made out of consciousness, made out of light. Satchitananda, made out of truth. The nature of the self, so amazing. What are we waiting for? Just dropping in, connecting, deep I am. So we're observing the brain. The brain is like a television set. Receiver transmits certain signals back to base nowadays, smart TVs. But that's basically a local phenomenon, right? Your brain is very local. It's like a TV. But where does this signal come from, right? Where are these thousands of channels? They didn't start here, right? They came from the deep I am broadcast station. You could call that the mind, right? The cosmic mind, of which we have a regional cable link into cosmic mind. We get sort of non-local, local mind. It's kind of how we're all connected, right? This mind link. We're all resonating. We think of each other and right? The universe transacts information faster than light. So we're all vibrating in this mind consciousness space. Breathing. Sometimes an election, when everyone is at loggerheads, it's like you can't go anywhere. It's like this is pushing on this, right? It's like a lockdown. It has a kind of a backtrack effect of kicking out the new reality, right? Because this one has to go into the third. The irreconcilable must resolve into the transcendental new thing, right? It's a Jungian idea. It's called enantiodromia. It's the swinging back and forth of the polarity that is a transcendental thing, right? We transcend our limitations, and the third reality comes into being. And so when your hemispheres, when all your symmetries are, in a sense, phase canceling each other, there's no asymmetrical offshoot, right? You're just down the middle. That pops you in a mysterious way. So let's use the energy of the election, use the energy of confrontation, use the energy of anger, passion, resistance, fear, whatever is going on out there with these planets. It's literally being acted out. Planets are acting it out. This is edgy, right? We just gotta find the good feeling, sort of find this new dissipative system that comes into new complexity, new alignment, new reality. Like the old has to go for the new to come in. Like where did the past just go? Just blinked off, right? For this new moment, keeps coming in, new moment coming in, new moment coming in. So we're going to drop a little deeper and just notice that. Just feel the new reality is coming in, coming in. New reality is coming in. Releasing the old. Let that old bat cape in the underground bat cave fly right off. Poof! Release the past. Dark shadow worlds gone. Unresolved anger, let it go. Unfinished business, You've done it now. Upgrade, update, recalibrate, meditate. You got that straight. We breathe. Relax the mentation. Relaxing the brain, trying to think it through. Relaxing brain. So I'm just sort of getting the inner directive to send out some called correction zaps, activation. So we're going to pituitary gland, smallest gland in the body, most powerful gland. Posterior, anterior pituitary. Posterior. This is alkaline minerals. This is sodium. Sodium and chlorine. Salt. We put salt on the wounds. Alkalinizing the body. How do we do that? We feel more spacious. Alkaline is space. Magnesium reality. Calcium. Calcium's like a sponge. It soaks up negative stuff. Magnesium just blisses out the muscles. Very alkaline mineral, very light. So we're activating the magnesium in the body where it might be hiding out somewhere. Just manganese and copper. Just moving the energy through the circuits. Neutralizing any bugs, bad guys, bacteria, fungus, mold. Right? Copper and manganese activation, strong transduction of the current. It's the electrical that literally electrocutes the bad guys. So you're just a nice electrical explosion of love, right? Just like pew, turning those dials up, fluffing it up. So quiescence has a luminescence to it. There's light in your eyes, behind your eyeballs, lighting up your dreams at night, moving the particles through your body. They're like little fairy beings, photons, amazing little blips of consciousness. You're made of gazillions of these wondrous beings. Just feel that, like it's like a photon party. feel the glow. Just allowing it. Resistance is futile. Going deeper into the silence. Pluto and Mercury make for a good slide down into the deep. It's like Pluto is saying, hey, open house. Come check it out. Check out your shadow worlds today. What do you need to do? What's not done? Who do you need to forgive? Who needs to forgive you? What strange stories might you be telling yourself that are creating, it's like your body is saying no. Your body is so smart. No matter what our crazy head wants to do and think and mind wants to do, the body is like this innocent creature that just knows in there, just going, no, don't pay any attention. It's working its inside out magic to keep you from going bonkers, right? It's working hard to keep you at the pH of perfection. It's just working with that hydrogen. That expansive feeling that just is. Breathe. This is call it the underworld access codes. Not to do anything bad or demonic, but to balance negative particles, antimatter, any negatively charged emotions, thoughts that have consumed you unnecessarily. Connecting to that calm at the center. Notice that you're noticing. We're the best observers of our own self. So I invite you to experience the poetry of that. And that worlds pass through us. This sort of mytho-poetic experience of place and time and fragrances and colors. If we're not resisting, controlling, it's a beautiful flow that the subconscious, unconscious, conscious mind work together with imagery and the senses and the synesthesia of experience, relishing it, tasting it, each interaction, every little particle in or out of place. It's reflecting some giant plan of the planets and the galaxies, right? Wherever anything is, how could it not be right there where it is? Until you move it, right? Everything has arrived. It's a very sort of Whitman way of talking. This amazing poet, every poem literally is a celebration of the senses of everything, and yet he's urging you to go beyond that even, right? To see the magnitude of it all. The heart is capable of integrating many different waveforms, different sizes, right? We can go galactic, we can go big. You could be the president of the United States of Love, right? You could be that big. You could be concerned about your chipmunk. Right? That too is a nested wave. It's in harmony with larger waves. What's interesting is when two really fast waves come together, they create a slower wave. It's sort of like watching the wheels turn backwards on a car when they're going forward really fast, right? There's this counter, like half time that kicks in. And so sometimes when you want to amp up to the speed of light with your, call it your intuitive directive, it's like you're suddenly, poof, there's this, you're going at this amazing speed and yet you've half-timed it, right? And musically on some level, it's now slower, but it's going fast. You know, they say that if time near a planet slows down, whereas time free of gravity moves faster into the future. It's like an ad for college prep course. It's like, literally, how does this work? How do you go faster into the future? Aren't we going fast enough? So gravity, let's say in this capacity, slows us down. Yeah, it's like your body is gravity, right? Otherwise you'd be like astrally stressed, right? But the body gives you basic, right? It wants to eat. It wants to do all these things, right? Very simple. And yet we're concocting all these massive plans for all these different things. And yet the body is like Ed Viesturs. Who is Ed Viesturs? Ed Viesturs is one of my heroes, probably the greatest mountain climber ever lived, though you might not have even heard of him. But he's climbed all the 14 peaks, steady Eddie, never fell. He's not some young buck that's egomaniac that, died a horrific death. He's retired. He's steady Eddie's philosophy was one step at a time. You climb to the next rock, and then you set your sights on the next little mini journey, right? So he would climb Mount Everest piecemeal. But one of the most amazing things that he said was that he would not even attempt to climb this mountain or any of these mountains without asking permission. The train goes, doo-doo. Yes, affirms the universe. So we ask permission of the great mountain. It sounds kind of Chinese, doesn't it? Oh, ask permission, great mountain. So why not? Ask permission of the great consciousness, right? It gives you kind of a sweet relationship with it, right? If you talk to it. I mean, otherwise it sort of grabs you and runs you around because we don't know what we're doing most of the time. But if we're sort of like respecting the force, right? Not just as an abstraction, but as literally how it's translating through your fingers in this moment, how it's pulsing in your shoulder, how's the blood moving? Like, what's going on? It's not just you doing it, right? So I think the more I meditate, the more I notice I have less and less to do with this. Even though at the same time, it's allowing you to step right into it in a way that if you weren't in that state, you wouldn't be able to do that, right? Because we'd be sort of trying to deal with it. But anyway, so many beautiful thoughts to consider. Let's just drop back into the deep zone. And just tread water, all right? Hang out. Being nobody, doing nothing, going nowhere. And the Anandamaya Kosh of the body, the bliss sheath of the body. The Yanamaya Kosha, the mind sheath, we want that to quiet down. The Pranamaya Kosha, the breath sheath, to balance. Breathing. And then as we mentioned, the food sheath, right? The body itself. Anandamaya, Annamaya Kosha, right? Food. Like the mountain Annapurna, goddess of food. Steady Eddie climbed it. So you are the mountain of food, right? Thank goodness for food. So let's just thank the body right now. Just thanking this food sheath, this meat package. Thank it for being the vehicle that it is. I love you, thank you, I love you, thank you, God bless you, I love you, thank you. Blessing yourself, why not? Instead of torturing yourself, much better. We do enough of that. I love you, thank you, I love you, thank you, I love you, thank you. I love you, thank you, I love you, thank you. We bless, we bless, we bless. God bless, God bless. Thank you, thank you. Love you, love you, love you. sun is setting. So Bhupali Raga coming through here. We were talking about the space we saw and the people who hide themselves behind the wall of illusion. Expression clears you of repression, depression, suppression, compression, expressing. Maybe find a nice vibration in your chest for the Om frequency. I can go low, but you can go high or somewhere in between, somewhere in between, somewhere in between. Om, 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 Om. Make a little Om. Feeling the Om. Feeling the Om. Feeling the Om. And you can work on your relationship with your mom and your pa and your God, God, God. Om, 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 Om. And you can do different syllables if that feels better. Clear different parts of you. Me, 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 me. You is an interesting one. You can shape it and create overtones. Talking about the space between us all and the people who hide themselves behind the wall of illusion. Could that be you, says the Beatles, says George. Just releasing any illusions. Releasing this pure I amness. A little finale song. Let's see what Spirit has in mind here. Sailed off in a woodland shoe. Sailed on a river of crystal light into a sea of dew. Where are you going and what do you wish? The old moon asked the three. We've come to live in this beautiful sea. The old moon laughed and sang a song as they rocked in the wooden shoe, and the wind that sped them all night long ruffled the waves of dew. The little stars were the herring fish that lived in that beautiful sea. Well, cast your nets wherever you wish, never afraid are we. Winking and blinking are two little eyes, nod is a little head, and the wooden shoe that sailed the skies is a wee one's trundle bed. Listen now while I do sing the wonderful sights that be. You shall see those beautiful things as you rock on the mystic sea. Have a beautiful week, y'all. Namaste. Stay safe. See you next Monday.